those stakeholders have agreed, you understand, on margin. They must have agreed before anybody will have the audacity of talking of a merger. But as they are now, nobody is agreeing on a merger. Nobody is talking of a merger. Nobody who is the leader of the party? That's my question. Who is in charge of the party? Other than we talk, because see, the BOT is going one way. The
acting national chairman,
the national man going that way. No, the governors and BOT seems to be on the same
page.
But the National Working Committee is divided. So with that one, who will now lead the merger? Who will speak for PDP? And if anybody wants to dare that, I can assure you there will be hundreds of litigation. There will be hundreds of litigation. And if we want to go from a new party or a new alliance or a want to merge with another party to start with litigation, it's not possible. So I won't be surprised even if you see those who are talking about, and after finishing PDP, they are now leaving the party entirely, forming alliance with other group minds, likely minds, the thing they have, to form another party or to hijack one of the existing parties. And but PDP as it is, there is nobody that is actually in control that can lead people that can lead them into alliance with other party. That's the problem. It's the problem of leadership. It's the problem of who is in charge of the party. Because you know what? This is a party that has a complex structure. They were in power for 15 or 16 years. And because they were in power, there had been many things that the structure they had in place. So at least there must be consensus among the National Working Committee,
the
BOT, Central Working Committee, and the governors. And the powers are the major sponsors of this party. I think we hold are working. There's no synergy. And each organ is strong. They are strong on their own rights. Each of them on its own rights. Can National Working Committee, just the Central Working Committee, is not important. Can the National Working Committee come up to say the BOT is not important? Can the BOT now say, well, because the governor forum is not the constitution of the party? Yes, of course, governor forum is not the constitution of the party. But can anybody say the governor forum is not important?
Also.
So who is not in charge? And all these organs have not been able to sit down together as if for the sake of Nigerians, for the sake of democracy to work in Nigeria. Let's forget our individual differences. Let's take a cue from those who can call patriotic Nigerians. Let's forget all these water offenses, what we might have done against ourselves. Let's hold on to it. Let's for once work together and rescue this country. So we have not seen that patriotic zeal in any of them. And without seeing such patriotic zeal of compromise, of give and take, if you not see that, well, I don't know, I think easy way to reconciliation and for the party to move forward.
Okay.
Because all of them are critical stakeholders. So that's the problem. So that's why I said the party looks dead But because it has not been buried, a miracle can happen. You understand? A miracle can happen. You just somebody church is dead. You just clean out. And continue to eat akpu. Right. But when it's getting to the stage that the lifeless body is not being put in the casket, it's still pretending, and there's no miracle happen until they are bringing a hammer
and they're nailing the coffin.
And the body no shake body.
It's gone.
Boy.
Okay. I mean, one of my biggest fear, Mr. DME, is that the opposition in the country don't die a natural death. These concerns would lead me to the next opposition party that we're going to be talking about very quickly, which is the Labour Party. Yesterday, the Labour Party members who were, elected on the platform, members rather who were elected on the platform of the Labour Party in Enugu State, decamped to the APC yesterday. I mean, they were officially received by the national chairman of the party, that's Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje, and the members are Honorable Sunday Umeha, member representing Udi Ezeagbu Federal Constituency, Honorable Chima Atu, member representing Enugu North and Enugu South Federal Constituency, Honorable Chidi Obeta, a member representing Unsuka Ingboeze South Federal Constituency, Honorable Ogwenriwa Amadi, former PDP member in the House of Reps and Labour Party senatorial candidate for Enugu West, and Barrister Emeka Mama, former commissioner and Enugu State campaign coordinator for the Peter Obi presidential campaign. All of these people have left the Labour Party and they've moved to the APC. Now, Kenneth Okonkwo as well, a very strong member of the Labour Party and one of the spokesperson of the Peter Obi presidential campaign organization in the last election, and also left the Labour Party. The National Police Secretary of the Labour Party was on national TV yesterday saying that he's never been a part of the family. He's always been with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this and that. How big do you think the implication of Kenneth Okonkwo and this series of decamping that we are seeing would have on the future of the Labour Party?
You know, it's quite unfortunate that the Peter Obi, who made the party popular, I think seems to get the handwriting very clearly on the wall. The Labour Party, and I stand to be corrected, since its formation in 2019, has been what we call SPV, Special Purpose Vehicle. They never run as a real political party. So we know the kind of what has allegedly going on with the way they give tickets to 𝐴𝐶. And how some people have seen it simply, I think, as their own shop, a commercial enterprise, at least to make living. So that's anybody in politics will understand Labour Party to be. And that's why they have many cases in court about the aspirants. Now, when Obi came in, he could not do a total reshaping and reworking
of the party,
before the election. But good to the guys. Immediately Obi came in, the price or prices for their tickets soared. Just, I think, 300-500%. Whatever, maybe those who are collecting 25 million for House of Rep only go to 100 million. Apart from the powers that we said, and that does not mean that if Pᴏʟɪᴛ has a given ticket now to contest for Ondo Federal Constituency, and you have negotiated. So by the time we reach the gate, if another person enters, is that doubting that, to ask why they do not have governorship candidate in Ogun State. in the government commission election and other in other states as well. For those who have announced to be candidates, why did they step them down? Now, they could not do a thorough surgical operation. Yeah. Well, those guys were very smart as well. They refused all the labor movement to register in their wards. And in order to have a semblance of a party, and really went to go and hold a kangaroo convention in Anambra State. The matter is still in court now. And the court has affirmed the other man, Aᴅᴇɪ, as the authentic chairman, national chairman of the party.
And even it's been changed on the INEC website. Is his name that is on the website now?
Yes, and he is saying that even that they won't give Peter Obi the ticket. And they won't give Peter Obi the ticket, I can assure you that. Simply because they will not allow his members to register in the structure. Their members can be obedient and the election they come and vote. But it's a party that will nominate candidates from local government to the world to everywhere. And all this obedience will not be the convention.
Because they've not been registered.
It will not be because they are not carry members of the party. So, seeing that one, some of the, let me talk about the politics about interest and game. Some of the House of Rep senators they were having knew that where things are going. Can they win election under Aᴅᴇɪ as the national chairman? Can they? See what happened to Akpata in
Edo State.
Edo State. Edo State was Akpata was majorly operating with obedience movement. In Edo and did not rely or work with the Labour Party structure. When he campaign, that Aᴅᴇɪ did not show face, even the party executive did not hear, which was people that came and all represent people. Then what was the result? Look at my point. So some of them begin to see that there is no hope for them. There is no hope for their future election in that party. If that was being clear to them, they have the capacity. Do they have the capacity to fight these people? No. Because we are talking of structure. We are talking of what the judiciary will recognize. So if they could not, and they still have political ambition, which cannot be realized under Labour Party, which they doubt will not be realized, because even Obi himself cannot confidently say he's a member of Labour Party now. Now, what's the way forward? So that's why you begin to see people like Kenneth Okonkwo. Okonkwo is I think he's a non-Liverpool star, brilliant guy, whether you like it or not, whether I like him or not. And people like him had expected Peter Obi to take a decision. Even when you are forming a new party or you are hijacking another party, we have 16 political parties registered by INEC in Nigeria. The ones you are mentioning their names, they are not more than 5 or 6. APC, PDP, Labour Party, NNPP because of Kano, you understand, and youth YYP because of Oᴘᴇýᴇᴍɪ that use the platform to the Senate before it decamped. You understand? So those are the 5 ABGA. So after those 6 parties, mention another party you know again.
African National Congress.
That's your heart.
𝐴ᴜᴜᴜ, my friend.
Let's talk. Let's talk. So you know what? Let's do something. In the real politics, once a political party the party does not have a single seat
in the assembly,
maybe in the state assembly
or national assembly.
You know, it's, I think, forget, just forget it. You understand? They are still in the trenches. So we have over 10 parties that you can take your decision and begin to build. Even that seems to have members. Just carry your people from Lagos to Maiduguri to Port Harcourt to Ebonyi. Tell the party that we are coming now and we are having a Congress from what local government. Tell me a party we don't know before. Obi will stand there and they call a Congress that in any streets in major parts of the country that you not see them coming up to identify to be the movement.
Of course.
And they are going to be largely constitute the members of that party from the ward to local government, right, to state, to senatorial, to federal constituency, and to the national. That was what Peter Aᴅᴇɪ did not allow to happen. With that one, I will have hijacked a party, populated it, even if you are having alliance. You can conveniently say in my party, 𝐴̀ᴏᴜᴜ, we have 10 million registered people.
And I mean, you need the numbers to bargain.
You need the numbers to bargain. So you can show them your data, but this is what I have now. And I'm still having them. And I'm still working. So you can use that party as a bargaining power for alliance of Maja. If you are talking of Maja now, you can't carry Labour Party to go and do Maja. Because you are not the national chairman of the EXCO of the party. You can't speak for the party. You can only speak to yourself. Now, if you're not saying you are carrying obedient movement, the obedient movement done by the law. Do you know about the electoral act? Can you submit movement on the ballot paper? So some people are expecting, and it's not too late for him, and I'm saying this for free. You know, at times, some of people offer free consultancy. It's not too late for him. And for those who love him, to tell him, we need a bargaining power. We are by May, June this year, policies will begin. Whether we like it or not. What we do is bargaining power. And so Labour is not pretending that he wants to be a serious party. He's not pretending about that. The drivers and the operators of the Labour Party want to continue with what they are doing with it. And which means them lose a primary in your party, come to us. Lose a primary in PDP, in APC, come to us. That's it. And they are not ready to compromise that one. They are not ready. So it's left for not only, I can assure you, not only Kenneth Okonkwo that will do that, right? Not only Kenneth Okonkwo. So are you telling me if you're a political advisor to Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, and is having issue with Aburi now, recognizing Aburi, I can assure you if they hold primary under Labour Party in that state, he will not win the case.
I mean, we saw what happened at the local government election in the states. Zenith Labour Party won all of the local government except one. Even the local government of the governor went to Zenith.
The guy quickly, listen, okay, this is what I'm making. The guy quickly ran to Zenith Labour Party. What happened that all the OB structure, you understand, can now go and hijack Labour Party. That's the Labour Party. Just from the beginning, you make the conditions that no, we are going to have a Congress. We want to build a party. And with that Congress, obedient from every street, every ward. And while the court like supporters, you don't have to you don't need to bribe them. So they come out to register in that political party. Just say that the only way you can get this power
is to pull them in as members.
You to go to your streets, go and be, even if you didn't get this party, so we are in your street, go and form it. If you don't have it to your local government, go and form it. But next time I can assure you, they can have that structure in all the 734 local governments in Nigeria. They can have it. And just start building it. If he tries to do that this year, I don't know who will find a presidential ticket on the platter of gold. You will see, they want to see what you have. They don't give power. They fight for it. It's not like that. They fight for it. They fight for it. So, people like Oᴘᴇýᴇᴍ begin to see there is no hope for them. A number of senators and House of Reps begin to see no for them. They had about 30 members of House of Reps before. How many remain now?
As at the last count, they've lost 13 already.
37 of 30. They were having almost 6 before. I'm mistaken. Senate. How many remains now? Then, listen, the only governorship they have, let's see what will happen between Enugu in particular, and Abia. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Whether we like it or not, with what is going on, Enugu, Abia, and Delta, they are in the threshold of doing something that will surprise Nigerians. And all the signals are there for those who can see. But let's wait. We don't want to speculate.
Okay.
So let's wait and see.
Now, Mr. Miwa, talking about waiting, I would also want to appeal to you to give me a few minutes. Let me quickly go for my first break and I pay some bills. And when I come back, I'll bring you back into this one. We briefly talk about the NNPP. I mean, all of the drama unfolding in Kano State as we speak seems to be pointing towards one direction. It seems that the structure of the party wants to force the leader of the Kwakwasian movement, that is Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, out of the party. We're going to talk about that when we come back, and then we'll also quickly come back.
Very interesting.
Yes, very interesting. I mean, it looks like it's one state. It's only Kano. But if you understand how key Kano is to any presidential election in this state, and how important the over 1 million votes that Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso had in the last election is, then you would know that you want to stick with us. When we come back on the turn of 5 o'clock, we'll have this conversation. We'll also come home real quick and talk about all of the unending drama surrounding the impeachment of the former Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. It looks like they always say in Yoruba, Oriele. It looks like this conversation is not going anywhere anytime soon. We'll be right back. Mr. Miwa, I will connect with you on the turn of 5 o'clock. Please, just bear with us.
All right.
Thank you very much. You're live on Mainland 98.3 FM. It is the Situation Room. And we're looking at the survival of the opposition in Nigeria vis-a-vis the roles they play in our democracy. But like I said, we need to quickly go pay some bills. When I come back, the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper, Mr. Miwa, is my guest on the show today, and he's still very much on the line. When we come back, we'll talk about the third major opposition party, the NNPP, and then we'll come talk about the politics of Lagos. Stick with us.
Follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. On Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Emeka.
Yemi, I learned that Betano is sending 3 football fans to England to watch the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham for free. Imagine us going there together. That would be amazing. Okay, bye.
What? He hung up to play.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
For a decade, the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon has been more than just a race. It's been a collection of stories. Stories of ordinary people achieving the extraordinary. Every stride taken has created unforgettable memories. Memories of triumph, purpose, and shared experiences. With each step, runners have sparked passion that ignites, moments that last a lifetime, strides that leave a legacy. Join us as we celebrate a decade of running, purpose, and progress at the 10th anniversary of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Register today at accessbankplc.com/marathon and be a part of the journey where every step becomes a story to remember.
The Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, celebrating 10 years of running. See you at the starting line.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot speaking. Today we have some special passengers on board. 3 Betano members are going to England to watch Aston Villa live. Congratulations, Emeka, Yemi, Ibrahim.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
Oga, this your engine don't kaput. After you don't make me repair. See the kind thing you talk. Oga, don't be my fault now. I said you walk. Now your engine no good. Hello, my engine.
My people, una sabi say one way to make sure say una motor and generator engine them work wella na to dey buy ogbonge quality petrol. That na why Dangote Refinery don't find way to refine their petrol to give us ogbonge quality straight run petrol. This na better quality petrol where you fit trust to. Time don't reach to care for una engine them. Buy better quality Dangote petrol.
For a decade, the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon has been more than just a race. It's been a collection of stories. Stories of ordinary people achieving the extraordinary. Every stride taken has created unforgettable memories. Memories of triumph, purpose, and shared experiences. With each step, runners have sparked passion that ignites, moments that last a lifetime, strides that leave a legacy. Join us as we celebrate a decade of running, purpose, and progress at the 10th anniversary of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. Register today at accessbankplc.com/marathon and be a part of the journey where every step becomes a story to remember.
The Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, celebrating 10 years of running. See you at the starting line.
Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were,
In our quest to bring to the table issue-based conversation around nationhood and development, we have made 4 to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday the perfect time to welcome you into the Situation Room as we continue to build the narrative about public service and accountability.
Mr. President, this Senate needs to know. Mr. President, this Senate needs to lend its voice to the plight of these people. Mr. President, there is nowhere I can say it except here. This is why I'm elected. If I cannot say these things on this floor, sir, I better resign and leave.
as elections give the citizens the chance to make their political decisions. Constant demand for quality leadership from those they voted into office.
Look at us now, there is nothing, we are starving. Tinubu should please do something.
It's also important to having a Nigeria of everyone's dream. Join 𝐴괤ᴜᴜ as it takes to task seasoned analysts, opinion makers, business professionals, and politicians on issues around politics, policies, governance, and leadership. Every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial, Mainland 98.3 FM will welcome you roommates as we discuss the situations.
Thank you very much for staying with us. If you missed the first part of the show, I'm going to be very sincere with you. You've missed a lot, but you can always catch up on our social media platforms. Facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM. Also on YouTube, you can watch some of the programs that you may have missed on the show. Mr. Miwadi is still very much here, but don't forget that by 5:30 we'll have the Mainland FM Sunset News. And by 6 o'clock, we'll also have Sports Cruise. A lot of games and actions yesterday in Europe's elite club football competition, the FA Champions League. Clubs are probably just known at this point that their fate have been sealed in the first leg of the Champions League playoff. We'll also have games tonight in the Europa League and the FA Conference League. Chelsea will be in action and Manchester United. Let's see where all of that would also spin over, but that will be by 6 o'clock. Mr. Miwadi is back on the show, and before we went on that break, we talked about two major things. The first of what we talked about was the fate of the People's Democratic Party on the back of several reconciliation moves that the leadership of the party are trying to put up. The most recent one sat yesterday, the National Disciplinary Committee headed by Chief Tᴜɪᴜnᴜ. But it looks like, just like the one that the former governor of Bayelsa State, the progressive, or the former governor of Kwara State, I mean, the same way those reconciliation parties went, almost nothing came out of them. It looks like, Chief Tᴜɪᴜnᴜ would have a lot of problems to deal with. First off, he had come out to say that he can't invite Wike because the mandate of the committee means they have to attend to only petitions submitted in the party. Well, the former governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, had also come out to demand for a written apology from the same National Disciplinary Committee. He's alleging that the letter invitation that was sent to him had exposed him to public ridicule. So he's demanding a written and unreserved apology. Well, Senator Yao had also said, hey, I'm having medical issues to deal with, but I just saw it on the status of the spokesperson of the FCT minister, Aᴑᴜ, saying that he just had a video call with Senator Ayao at the PDP secretariat in Abuja. So he didn't honor the invite, but it's at the secretariat. Things seems to be falling apart, and the consequence of that is that the center will not hold. We've also talked about the Labour Party. Members of the party at the National Assembly are decamping in their numbers. 3 of them yesterday decamped from Enugu State to the ruling APC. And one of the spokesperson, of the party at the last election had also left the party. And he said on the 25th of February he's going to announce the party is officially joining. We also looked at it. What are the chances of the Labour Party, especially with the fact that they have a governor, that's His Excellency Governor Alex Otti, that his body is in the Labour Party, but it looks like his spirit is on his way to the Zenith Labour Party. Remember what played out at the last local government election in the state, where even the local government of the governor went to the Zenith Labour Party. Well, you also want to look at what is happening in Rivers, where 90% of the local government went to the APP, that's the Action People's Party. We don't know what is going on in the Labour Party, but we're hoping that the chairman recognized by the court and INEC, Comrade Julius Abre, will be able to bring some solution to the party. And Mr. Miwadi, welcome back to the show. Now let's talk about the new Nigeria People's Party, the party that won the election in Kano State. They have the governor, Governor Abba Yusuf, and then there's also the leadership of the party, the problems. Remember about 3 months ago, 6 commissioners the secretary to the state government, the chief of staff, all of them were dropped, and then new people were brought on board. And the words on the street was that all of those people dropped have remained loyal to Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the leader of the party and the leader of the Kwankwasia movement. Now it looks like the structure of the NNPP is working on pushing Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso out of the system. Hey, is this another case of one opposition, too many problems, Mr. DME?
I think it's like the same bug, that is snuffing life out of PDP and Labour Party. Yes, I think it's trying to remove, the only surviving pipe of vessel that take blood to, to how and where, NNPP is surviving. As it is now, NNPP has only elected officers in Kano State, no other place. You know that. That's the only place they have the election. Then, now, they are now suspending, there is now a faction in NNPP, in Kano NNPP. The drama there is this. Some members of the party and some members in the public said Kwankwaso was having too much influence on the party, and that the governor should stand up to be a man of his own. So meaning not to recognize Kwankwaso as a godfather. Too difficult for the man to swallow. So he was simply long. But surprisingly, his own, SSG, has led the campaign. And all of them also be members of Kwankwasia movement. So, but to now say, no, government was different from Kwankwasia movement. And unknown to them, maybe they don't know where the problem was coming from. They acted and suspended the SSG. I think a Bichi, yes, Malam Bichi. After suspending him, the man was now campaigning around to see many people, at least a lot of people around him. Whereas, Kwankwaso was having problems with the chairman of BOT of the party, Abudema. So they just team up with Abudema. Now, they have installed a functional chairman. And according to information from there, a lot of disgruntled NNPP members that seems not to like Kwankwaso or whatever they are doing, now teaming up with that faction. It is a battle that I just started. One, two members of House of Rep have distanced themselves from anything Kwankwasia movement. We have some commissioners that are being alleged now to be going against the Kwankwasia movement. We have some members of the House of Assembly also. All of them, until now, on paper, are members of the Kwankwasia movement. It has been divided into two. What is the meaning of what is happening? Some of them that were now called disgruntled or thereabouts, that faction is recognized by the national party of the party because they have a judgment. And Bonema was having a judgment that is authentic leader of the party. So, meaning that the few members of the so-called disgruntled in the face of the law are the authentic members of the party. And there were a lot of allegations that these people were having issues to do, or even the said they were sleeping on the same bed with APC. That Ganduje is the one financing them. So everything NNPP stands for, they do what APC is doing. For instance, we were all living witnesses to the issue of the restatement of Emir of Kano Sanusi done by Kwankwaso NNPP, where the faction is supporting Bayero. I don't know, we had the press conference to support him. When they were the local government, APC went to court to stop that local government. They joined APC on the matter. So there were a lot of issues going on in the state now of the APC. Forget about that. Ganduje is also from the state. Now, if as the face of the law now, I don't know what's happened, maybe the challenge in the Supreme Court. So, if NNPP is doing complete as they did last week in Abuja, one person got a court judgment that they should hold that convention. They held it. And they were provided with enough security to that convention. So the one considered group of NNPP is like an outcast in NNPP. What does that one say? Those people that are holding elective positions that make people to know a party called NNPP. We are saying we don't recognize them again. And those that never held even the party, I think in the state, you can't locate their secretariat. They are not calling the shots. So in what we are saying politically, that talking of recognition, and then NNPP also, I think, is on the way to the Gᴏᴜᴜ. Now, we now begin to wonder that if NNPP is going, if it's their sole goal, LP with Aᴅᴇɪ, I don't know if it's just politicians that will do business with that. Then PDP, that we said, I think the Undertaker have surrendered the casket. So these are three major parties for Nigeria. That means no wonder. What is the future of opposition ahead of 2027 election? My brother, politics is not mathematics. And I want to tell you, even I read political science in my first degree. They will tell you it's a master science. Simply because what we use in our laboratory, they are not predictable elements. They can change. If anybody will say all this, that there will be a smooth and clear course for APC 27 is the person himself. Because from the purpose of all this crisis, if, please underline it.
If.
Yes. Some of the politicians that are now springing up, that are now talking to among themselves, that are not happy with the state of things in Nigeria, if they can come together, under a platform, they are likely to spring surprises and they make the election
interesting.
Just interesting. If first and foremost, I want to say something here clearly. Let Atiku remove himself from as a presidential aspirant or candidate in 2027. Let him stand a fatherly role and let's build another party. If the virus has contaminated PDP, but we can look for another platform of like minds to work. I'm talking of the like minds.
Not marriage of
like
convenience.
No matter, yes, very convenience, no matter what happens. I'm talking of people like 𝐴ᴏ. I'm talking of people like Lamido. I'm talking of people like 괏ᴏᴜ. Yeah, they had a meeting. I'm talking of people like 괜ᴜᴜ himself that is technically partyless man. Doesn't have a party. You understand? I'm talking of if Fᴜʟʟᴏ knows I want to play politics, you should team up with such people to survive. Just watch. If we get people and the remnants of people that would lead PDP, they will have to lead PDP. Because like, as I see the virus that has contaminated PDP, I don't see any formatting. I think that will boost that system again. I don't see. And I don't see any antivirus that can be used. If those people determined and bury their selfish interests for national interest, for the survival of democracy, and to rescue Nigeria from the de facto one party. Because we are talking one party. There's one party that's only allowed by law. So call that one de facto one party. You know, we have some countries that only one party is recognized. As Abacha was doing in Russia before, during Soviet Union, even in China, there's only one party. So if you have that one, that's de facto. But in the situation like Nigeria that you have multiple parties recognized by the constitution, but that's the jury, one party. But in fact, we know that Nigeria is moving towards
a one-party state.
De facto one-party state.
And that scares me.
If, and it's not the best for the country, whichever we look at it. Because the essence of democracy is change. And that's why some of us have not seen the real democracy in practice in Nigeria. Simply because, you know, see America. Somebody posted, I think in one of these, whatever to me, that, sorry, don't come to America now. America is under repairs. They are with us for the next 4 years. Do you understand? So that there are a lot of repairs, all right? There are a lot of maladministration and the crazy things happening. But they know that I think it will stop in the next 4 years. You know that one. And that is the essence of democracy. So in the next 4 years, Americans will be able to know that were they wise when they accepting the mantra of America for Americans. They didn't really understand what the man meant by that. I think if a country like South Africa is able to hell with America, then let them go away with their grants to hell with them. If countries like Canada, countries like Mexico is looking up to America and say, and so what? Even if Americans say, it's your for it, you are giving us Nigeria. No problem.
Hold it.
Take money tomorrow and continue what they are doing. Do you understand? Where where many Americans like what is happening in America now. Even those who voted for him. People voted for him in Chicago. I think the one I'm going to the court to say no, and all this law cannot be implemented. So but all this madness can happen in the next 4 years. But in Nigeria, are we sure that in the next 4 years something different will happen for what you have been having? That's the problem we have in Nigeria. That's why democracy is good. So if a party is not giving us exactly what we wanted, we go for another one in the next 4 years.
Simple.
But how do we explain the situation that this Lagos State, we have a party governing Lagos State since 2019? How many 26 years today?
You mean 1999?
Since 1999.
Okay.
Today.
Mr. Muyiwa, I would have to let you go now. It looks like we'd have to move the conversation of the former speaker till next week, because there are possibilities that the next couple of days could give us different flips to it. And thank you very much, Mr. Adeyemi, for being my guest on the show today. It's always a pleasure every Thursday when we do this together. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, that's about the size of the package. The news comes up in the next couple of seconds, and by 6 o'clock, I would also come back for our sports cruise. John Bernardo, he says, I don't like missing Thursday situation because of your guest. What is Julius Abure doing about the lawmakers leaving the Labour Party? Oyewade Title says, well done, Okpeyemi, good analysis always. Reverend Solomon Jesus Somi says, thank God today is Thursday again. I'm going to listen to you and your guest, and I say happy radio day to you both. Of course, this is about size for packet program returns tomorrow, 4 p.m. We could have a town hall meeting. Don't miss that.
Onílé